This is my 17th straight day without sleep. I had something like it in college. My something like insomnia went on for a month. I never really got to sleep that entire time. The harder I worked at sleeping, the wider awake I become. I tried alcohol, I tried sleeping pills, but they had absolutely no effect. I didn't see a doctor, and I didn't say anything to my parents or friends, because I know that was exactly what they would tell me to do. The drowsiness would overtake me at regular. In any case, what I have now is nothing like insomnia, nothing at all. I just can't sleep, not for 1 second. I'm perfectly normal. I don't feel sleepy, and my mind is as clear as ever. Clearly, if anything. Physically too, I'm normal. My appetite is fine. I'm not fatigued. In terms of everyday reality, there's nothing wrong with me. I just can't sleep.
Morning.
He drives his Sentra out of the condo parking garage every morning at 8:15. Our son is in the seat next to him. The elementary school is on the way to the office.
Be careful. Don't worry.
I drive my Civic to the supermarket. After marketing, I clean the house and do the laundry. Then I fix lunch. I make a point of performing my morning chores with brisk, efficient movements. My husband comes home for lunch. He doesn't like to eat out.
Hi, baby. I'm back.
We finish eating. My husband brushes his teeth, hurries out to his car, and goes back to the office. After my husband goes back to the office, I take a bathing suit and towel dry to the neighborhood athletic club to swim. For the rest of my day, sometimes I'll wander over to the station plaza and window shop. Sometimes I'll go home, curl up on the sofa and read a book or listen to an FM station or just rest. Eventually, my son comes home from school. As evening approaches, I begin preparing dinner.
Hi.
My son is always back by 6, but if no emergency patients show up, my husband is home before 7.
Oh.
That's what we usually do every evening.
Well, what did everyone
Everything
do?
happening to his life
Mine
is
is so
fresh
tired.
and full of mystery.
You know,
My husband
it is a
talks,
tough day
and we
to-
offer our comments.
one of our patients.
That's my life before I stopped sleeping. Each day, pretty much a repetition of the one before. I sometimes wonder what kind of life this was. at the lack of demarcation between the days, at the fact that I was part of such a life that had swallowed me up so completely. I remember with perfect clarity that the first night I lost the ability to sleep. I was having a repulsive dream, a dark, seamy dream. It was ominous and terrifying. My heart, my lungs, everything inside of me seemed to freeze in that instant. It was a dream. I began to wonder what time it could be. I wanted to look at the clock by my pillow, but I couldn't turn my head far enough. I seemed to catch a glimpse of something at the foot of the bed. I strained to see the black shadow. It began to assume a defined shape and finally become a gaunt old man wearing a skin-tight black shirt. I fought to make my limbs work, but it did no good. I couldn't move a finger. When it became clear to me that I would never be able to move, I was filled with a hopeless terror. I tried to scream, but I was incapable of producing a sound or even moving my tongue. All I could do was looking at the old man. I let out a scream so loud. It took every ounce of my strength I had, but it never left my body. Something inside me died. Something melted away, leaving only a shattering vacuum. I thought I'd read the book until I got tired again. I went to the bedroom and picked a novel from the bookcase. My husband didn't even twitch when I turned to the light to hunt for it. I chose Anna Karenina. I was in the mood for a long Russian novel, and I had only read Anna Karenina once, long ago, probably in high school. Then I noticed how late it was, 3 in the morning, and I still wasn't sleepy. What should I do? I don't feel sleepy at all, I thought. I could just keep on reading. I'd love to find out what happens in the story, but I have to sleep. Just after the middle of volume 3, I found a few crumbling flakes of chocolate stuck between the pages. I must have been eating chocolate as I read the novel when I was in high school. I used to like to eat and read. Come to think of it, I haven't touched chocolate since my marriage. My husband doesn't like me to eat sweets, and we almost never give them to our son. We don't usually keep that kind of thing around the house. I walked straight to the neighborhood candy shop and bought 2 of the sweetest looking milk chocolate bars he had. The largest taste of milk chocolate spread through my mouth. I could feel the sweetness being absorbed directly into every part of my body. I headed straight for the sofa. I started reading Anna Karenina and eating my chocolate. I felt no physical fatigue either. I could have gone on reading forever. When I finished the first chocolate bar, I opened the second and ate half of that. My husband will be home soon. I closed the book and hurried to the kitchen. I put water in the pot and turned on the gas. Then I mixed some scallions and took out a handful of buckwheat noodles for boiling. While the water was heating, I soaked some dry seaweed, cut it up, and topped it with a vinegar dressing. I took the block of tofu from the refrigerator and cut it into cubes. Finally, I went to the bathroom and brushed my teeth to get rid of the chocolate smell. At almost the exact moment the water came to a boil, my husband walked in. He had finished work a little early than usual, he said. I couldn't figure out why this was supposed to be such a nice surprise. I wondered why I couldn't. It was only after my husband stood up and drew me towards the bedroom
I'm sorry.
that I realized what he had in mind. I wasn't in the mood for it at all.
Well, you better lay down and get some rest.
I didn't understand why should I have
hard.
sex then. All I wanted was to get back to my book. I studied every inch of myself, head to toe. I was amazed to discover that my body appeared to be almost bursting with vitality. It dawned on me that I was prettier than I had realized. I looked so much younger than before, that it was almost shocking. No, I had not been mistaken. I was really pretty. I was sitting in the car, watching the lights of the ships passing by. It was a policeman.
Sorry, I couldn't sleep. Can I see your license, please? You know, there was a murder happening last night. The three men attacked a couple. The man was killed and the woman raped. It's not safe. You'd better not hang out here at night. Yeah, okay, thanks.
I was always watching him in his sleep. Every once in a while, his nostrils would twitch. There was a mole under his eyes that bothered me. He looked like an absolute fool. Something wouldn't let me concentrate. He was sleeping just as soundly as my husband was. And yet, something about my son's face annoyed me. Yes, of course I love my son, love him tremendously, but still, undeniably, that something was bothering me, getting on my nerves. He'll never be able to understand me, just as my husband can hardly understand what I feel now. The sleeplessness started Tuesday before last, which made this the 17th day. I couldn't even recall what sleep was like. Good. I look like a boy. There's somebody out there. Someone is outside the car, trying to open the door. There's something wrong. Just calm down and think. Then everything will be okay. Think. Just think slowly, carefully. Something is wrong. I can get hold of it. I will never find the key. All I can do is cry. I can't go anywhere. It's the middle of the night. I can't see their faces. Can't make out their clothing. Just two dark shadows standing there. I was sandwiched between them. They're going to turn it over.
现在是凌晨4点。噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔。
哎，你为什么要把我扯2下？
走。不对，你细节，你表情要慢一点。表情
操你妈逼！还以为你会，就是因为你 NG 太多次，我才没练。
对不起。
快，等一下啊！好，来。
哔哩吧啦，哔哩吧啦，哔哩吧啦，大哔。
你快点扯呀！哎，你脸他妈出来了！